The focus of today's video is from an article on MetsJunkies.com by my man Jim, and it's about the options for Noah Syndergaard going forward. More and more, Noah is going to become one of the most important Mets because of how important starting pitching is, and it looks like the Mets are not going to get a number 2 pitcher in this offseason. It looks like Trevor Bauer is headed elsewhere, and the rest of the options out there are not number 2 pitchers. So the Mets are really banking on Noah Syndergaard to come back and be Thor again. If you guys like this kind of video, going over a particular player for the Mets and what are the scenarios for them and what kind of importance they have to the team and my overall take on them, make sure to leave this video a like. Comment, what do you think the Mets should do about Noah Syndergaard? How do you anticipate him coming back off his injury? And also, make sure to subscribe. Working our way towards 700 subscribers. It makes my day. If you aren't subscribed already, tell a friend. So, let's talk about Noah Syndergaard. If you guys haven't been on MetsJunkies.com, I definitely recommend it for a lot of good Mets content, a lot of great articles to just keep up with the news and other possible ideas and scenarios to think about. We know that Syndergaard won't be back until June, and he had a pretty major injury that it's not just a snap of a finger, 100% guarantee he's going to come back and be lights out. There's no guarantee there. The Mets really have to think about what they want to do with Noah Syndergaard, and there are a few ways that they could go about this, and one of them is to potentially trade Noah Syndergaard. And what I find fascinating about this is that if you remember, while Brody was the GM, there were so many times where you see these reports that the Mets are interested in trading Syndergaard, Mets looking to move Syndergaard. Is Noah Syndergaard going to the Padres? Are they going to give Syndergaard to the Yankees? That was something that had been talked about a little bit too much because obviously there was nothing going on there. But still, just the fact that it was something that seemed to be considered by the Mets, and it made sense for Brody being Noah's former agent, where all of a sudden Noah Syndergaard had this major injury. So if you traded Syndergaard prior to injury, you could have got a pretty good return. With 1 year left on his contract, following his injury, we don't even know if he's going to be the same pitcher. So now is not the time to trade Noah Syndergaard, where his value is really low because, again, you're only getting a year out of him, and you don't even know what kind of Syndergaard you're getting. So as of right now, I do not anticipate the Mets trading Noah at all, especially now because he's just become so important to this team. The fact that they're going to rely on him to be the number 2 starter behind Jacob deGrom, because it's not going to be Sagano, it's not going to be Stroman, it's going to have to be Noah. I mean, that's just the kind of expectation that they're going to have on him. And my critique about Noah has just been his inconsistencies, that he could give you starts where he looks lights out. Like, he is definitely a great guy right behind Jacob deGrom in your rotation, but then he gives you those starts of 5 earned runs with 10 hits and 4 2/3 innings, and you're like, that's an ace. That's a guy who has Cy Young talent. That's the guy who's number 2 in our rotation. He definitely has those inconsistencies. And even sometimes Noah Syndergaard at his best was only 5 innings. And I just was very critical of that because I believe that a team like the New York Mets could not sustainably win with their pitcher only going 5 innings. They do not have the bullpen to maintain having to go that many innings on a nightly basis. Adding Trevor May helps. If you could put Seth Lugo back in the bullpen, that would help. If you sign Brad Hand or Liam Hendricks, that also would help. And definitely make Noah Syndergaard a much better fit with this New York Mets team. So the times where he does only go 5 innings, you can still win the game and not be like, oh man, we have no shot now. Like, you still feel that you have a recipe for success there if your pitcher is only able to go 5 innings. Another thing that the Mets could consider is giving Noah Syndergaard a contract extension, because there is only 1 year left on his deal. And because he is hurt, maybe Noah Syndergaard wants to take the guaranteed financial security long term, which definitely is an option that athletes do in a bunch of sports, where if you feel like, you could get the guy at a discount and they could just sign now, not have to worry about free agency, and if they don't get what they're looking for, they could just be like, I don't have to worry. I have long-term security. I'm with the Mets even after my injury. I'm still going to get paid a very nice number. It's not like he's going to get paid $15 million. He's going to get paid over $20 million. That's just the kind of talent that Noah has. Whether he performs or not, that's the kind of stuff that he has. You look what all these other starting pitchers have got. You look what Wheeler got, what Trevor Bauer is probably going to get. I mean, that's the way the market works right now when it comes from pitching and how important starting pitching is. So I do see Noah Syndergaard getting a pretty nice contract. There would definitely be some risk involved if the Mets did extend him, because we don't know how he's going to be from his injury. Because if the Mets gave Noah Syndergaard a contract extension in March or February, and they're like, okay, well, at least we know we have Noah. We don't have to worry about that in free agency. At least we know we have another starting pitcher under team control. What if Noah comes back and is not that same player? Now you've invested all this money in a guy who is not the pitcher you thought he was going to be. So that definitely would be a very risky move, because you can extend him, not have to worry about free agency. There definitely is 2 sides to that equation. It could be really good or it could be really bad. So that might not be the best option for the New York Mets. The only other thing that they could really do is just see how he comes back this year. Once Noah comes back, whenever it is, whether it is June or some other time, you just have to see where he is at. What's his velocity going to be like? Can he pitch deeper into games? Can he not get hit as much? Because I feel that Noah, he could give you a pretty low ERA, but still, a guy for such good stuff, the ball gets put in play way too much. He gives up far too many hits. Another big problem for Noah Syndergaard is all the foul balls that he'll give up. He'll be in at bat, and all of a sudden, it'll be a 7-pitch at bat, 8-pitch at bat, because the hitter keeps fouling off pitches, and Noah Syndergaard is having a tough time putting them away, and that's what leads to having the 100 pitch count. And even like he went 5 scoreless innings, he's still up over 100 pitches. That's why he can only go the 5 innings, because they put the ball in play, and he just had a tough time getting them out quickly. So can Noah Syndergaard improve on that? There definitely is more work to be done for Noah, and he's not a complete pitcher quite yet. Unfortunately, we don't know if we'll ever get the same Noah Syndergaard that we got in 2015 when he was a rookie. He pitched really well in the postseason. Then obviously he was great in the wild card game in 2016. So we know that Noah can perform when it matters most, but ever since those 2 years, we haven't really seen him on the big stage because the Mets have not gone that far. And now they are a team with much higher expectations. You imagine Steve Cohen is going to do something big, whether that is in free agency or a trade, and then Noah Syndergaard will be on this very competitive team that better make the playoffs, and we can see how he does in a playoff scenario. If he pitches really good again, I feel like you have got to extend him. If he comes back and he's not healthy, you let him walk, and you try to fill in with some other starting pitcher. Unfortunately, the Mets do not have the rotation right now, and I don't think they're going to have the rotation to where you could ease Noah Syndergaard back and just have him in the bullpen for now, see what he could do as a reliever, because while Noah has the stuff, I think that Syndergaard, he gives him too many hits to be a reliever, because you just can't have too much traffic on the bases when you are a relief pitcher. You need to be more of a swing and miss guy, more of a quick pitch guy. I mean, the fact that Noah, like I said, he'll have 100 pitches easy in 5 innings, I don't think that really translates to the bullpen all that well. So if Noah's going to be successful, it has to be as a starting pitcher. The Mets need him to be a starting pitcher, and if they want to have any chance at really competing in the National League, Noah has got to be ace caliber right behind Jacob deGrom, and then you have your Stroman, your David Peterson, maybe your Lugo, Sagano, Odorizzi, or someone else. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The link to this article will be in the description, and until the next one, be safe, be smart, be healthy, and let's go Mets!